Okay, so Vayechi, we finally made it to the end of Beresihit. Gersley.
Morty, what happened to you?
Okay, so Vayechi is look. Vayechi makes me sad. It just does. It really is a tragic end to the Sefer because we're used to thinking of stories, especially in Tanakh, of having happy endings. But this story just doesn't. Gersley.
Morty, you got quiet down.
But it just doesn't, right? We've had these 5 parshiot of Yosef's life with his brothers, and Yosef is heroic, right? But he has every reason to hate his brothers, and he doesn't, right? Whatever exactly is going on in the last few parshiot, by the time he breaks down in Vayechi, he says, and as far as we can tell, he's totally sincere. He doesn't hold a grudge. Again, that doesn't mean that the brothers aren't guilty, right? Some people, get all worked up about the fact that Yosef says, it wasn't you who sent me, it was God, as if that means that they're innocent. They're not innocent. It's just that he's not going to hold a personal grudge, right? This is what the Rambam says about Nekama in the 7th parak of Hilchos Deos, right? That why is Nekama Aser, right? Why is revenge Aser? What does the Rambam say? Hakol Eitzel Hamavinim Hevel Va'avai Shein Royal Income Aleim. Right, it's a theological issue because if you really understood the way of the world, it's not worth it. That doesn't mean the person who did the crime is not guilty, but Yosef is really willing to let it go. And you think that that's a happy ending, but the truth is there is no happy ending for Yosef and his brothers because, as far as we can tell from Chumash, after this moment, right, they make up. He invites his brothers to Mitzrayim. How often does he see them? Not much, right? They live in Goshen, and he lives in the capital. In the capital, he lives in the palace. And what happens? And what happens? As soon as Yaakov dies, what do they say?
Please don't hurt us.
It's more than that, right? They, according to Moshe Mefarshim, they make up a lie. Right? They make up a lie. What do they say to him?
Our father.
So let's be very careful. He says like this, okay? Vayiru achei Yosef kimeid avihem. Vayomru lu yistameni Yosef v'hashev yashiv lanu et kol hara asher gamalnu oto. The brothers of Yosef saw that their father died, and they said, right? We'll get back to Lu in a minute, but the way Rashi understands it, maybe, right? He bears a grudge, and he's going to pay us back. Vayitzavu al Yosef lemor avicha tziva lifnei moto lemor. Right now. Again, why do most Mefarshim think that what they're about to say is a lie?
Never said the
So there's a good many reasons why they think it's a lie. Because first of all, this entire parsha is all Tzivuya Yaakov, right? You would think that if there was a Tzivuya Yaakov of this of this importance, you would have heard about it, but you don't hear about it until just now. Second of all, right, read the Psukim. Right, Vayiru achei Yosef kimen avihem vayomru lu yistameni Yosef vashev yashiv lanu kol hara asher gamalnu oto v'yitzavul Yosef lamor. Right, there's no indication they actually said it's their mitzaveh. And what is Yaakov, quote unquote, say, Ki tamrun li Yosef ana sana pesha achecha v'chataam kira gmalucha v'ata sana lepesha avdei Elohei avicha v'yev Yosef b'dabram elav. Right, and he says, right, forgive them kira gmalucha, which is, where's that from? 2 psukim earlier, where they're afraid that he's going to Hashev yashiv lanu kol hara asher gamalnu oto. Right. Coincidence that Yaakov says exactly what they are afraid Yosef is going to say, right? Meaning it's the context is pretty clear. They're making this up. The biggest reason beyond that to assume that they're making it up is
it makes sense to make it up.
It makes sense, but what else? There is no indication in Chumash that what?
That Yaakov knew what
happened. Right? Yosef never tells them. The brothers never tell him. There's no clear indication.
Reason why to though.
Right? Meaning Yosef already said, "I forgive you. I don't want to get into this." Right? And the brothers aren't the ones who are going to offer this information. Right? So there's no reason to believe that he even knows what happened.
So, I have a question.
Yeah.
So relatively, compared to how long Avot live and their sons, compared to how many years they live.
Yosef lives a relatively short life.
How old does Yosef live? To what age?
It's only 110.
Okay, only 110. But
okay, but we're not.
17,
I'm not. Okay, Max. I'm not focusing on this.
I'm just asking.
This is 17 years.
There's 17 years gap,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
How does he not find out? Has he never asked the question? Is he never curious?
And what are they just going to say? I don't know, right? You sent him out to meet us, right? Yaakov doesn't know that Yosef actually made it to the brothers and then disappeared. Right, yeah, I mean, he was kidnapped and whatever.
But they brought him a bloody coat, saying that he was Aiden, as if they knew.
No, they said, no, exactly not. They brought him a bloody coat and said,
killed.
Right, they said, we found the coat. We didn't see him killed. They didn't bring him a corpse. They brought a coat. Right, that's exactly how you escape culpability. Right, by saying, I don't know what happened to him. Right, that's exactly what they say. We don't know. Right. So he comes to them, and what does Yosef do? What does Yosef do?
He bows.
He cries. Why does he cry? Why does he cry? He cries a lot. He's the biggest crier that we know of in Chumash. Why does he cry? He is. Well, why does he cry? He cries all the time. Why does he cry? What does he cry? When was the last time he cried? What?
He's a young man. He's not 100.
He's 100 years old. What are you talking about?
Sad life.
Not a young man. Why is he crying now?
I mean, it's just a very sad life. I don't know.
Yeah, but why? Specifically what? Why is he crying right now? Because they never believed him. Right? Think about it. The last time, right, he said, I forgive you. Right? I forgive you. I'm going to take care of you. But the evidence is that despite the fact that he forgave them, and he brought them and he took care of them for 17 years, what did they think was going to happen?
They're going to kill him.
So they killed them. And now, who did they think he was? Right? There's something harsh. Yeah, who? Who in their minds is he?
Haro.
No. Come on. You can get this. Who do they think he is?
Not a very good guy.
Who? Esav. Why?
Oh, that was the only option left.
Because Esav said that I will kill my brother when?
Once Yitzchak dies.
When Yitzchak dies. When Yitzchak dies. And as soon as Yitzchak dies, Esav is going to kill Yaakov. Right? That was who he was. And think about it in their minds. Right? When does Yosef break down? When he reveals, what does he say? What's the first thing he says? Yeah, Od Avichai. They know he loves their father. They understand. For 17 years, fine, he took care of them. But as soon as his father dies, what do they do? What do they offer him? Where's that from?
It's from Esav also.
No. It's from right before the reveal. Remember, the last thing was they offered themselves as slaves. And Yosef said, no, I won't take you as slaves. I'll take Binyamin. And then Yehuda, at the beginning of Vayigash, argues to save him. And then he says, Ha'od Avichai. What are they really saying? They're saying, you're basically Esav, where we really think that you really did want to keep us as slaves, like right before Parshas Vayigash. And the only reason you didn't was because of our father. But we don't believe all your protests that you say you forgave us, that you love us, you're taking care of us. We don't believe any of it. It was all because of our father. That's it. And what does he do? He cries because no matter how hard he tries to get them to believe this, they don't believe him. And what does Yosef say again? Vayomer aleim Yosef al tiro ki atachar Elohim ani. Like, don't be afraid. I meant it. I'm not trying to be God here. V'atem chashavtem alai ra'a. Elohim chashav letovan leman aso kayom hazeh lachiyot amram. Said, yes, you intended it to hurt me, but Hashem thought it was going to be good, so that I could keep you alive. V'alta al tira'u anochi achalkel etchem v'tapchem v'nachem otam v'daber livam. Says, don't be afraid. I'll support you and your children. Reassure them, and he speaks kindly to them. And then you might ask, is there a happy ending now? Except, what's the next pasuk? Right? Not really, right? We don't see. It's not like we see any continuation. So, okay, they're convinced now. He doesn't want to kill them, but there's no evidence of relationship. What do you get in pasuk Chav Bet? Vayeshev Yosef b'Mitzrayim hu v'Raviv Vayechi Yosef me'evetz Hashanim. Right? That's it. He lived there and then he died. Vayar Yosef le'Ephraim b'nei Shilashim gam b'nei Machir b'Menashe Yoldu Barak Yosef. Right? He has children. Right? But there's no evidence. There's no evidence that, right, there's a continued relationship. Right? So then he speaks to them. Right? The next time he talks is when he dies. Vayomer Yosef, Elachav anochi meit, ve'elokim pakod yivkod etchem. Right? I'm dying. Okay. Right? But the end of Beresihit is, it seems quite tragic that as much as Yosef tries to convince them, they don't believe him. Now, why don't they believe him? There's a few reasons they don't believe him. Why don't they believe him?
Those are tricks to do.
So you could be cynical, but there's good reasons not to believe him. First of all, it's mamish superhuman. Right? Meaning, to say what Yosef says is beyond, right? Is beyond. Right? Meaning, he literally has the power to kill them. Right? No one will say a darn thing if he does it. He's the viceroy. And he says, no, and it's not like he denies he did something bad. He says, you did evil, but I don't care because I fear God and God made it for good. And he says, and therefore I harbor no grudge. Right? That's an incredible thing to say, and it's very hard to believe. And there's a second reason. Right? Why else?
Psychologically, it's not possible.
Right? For who? Psychologically. One is that they can't believe that someone... That's the first one. Is they can't believe that Yosef actually does it. What's the other problem?
There you go.
They don't forgive themselves. Right? And what's the key? Right? There's a weird word here. Right? I mentioned it before, which is Lu Yistamenu Yosef. Right? Now Rashi says, what's Lu? Maybe. Except that's not what it means anywhere else in all of Tanakh. This is the only time it means that. What does Lu usually mean? If only. Right? If only. Right? So literally the pasuk means, if only Yosef held a grudge. Right? Meaning, think about it. Every time something goes wrong, what do they say? Oh, it's God punishing us for that. And every time, it's not God punishing it for that. Right? When they're taken in jail, and then when Shimon's in jail, and then when the viceroy tries to take them all as slaves. Right? Every time they say, this is God punishing us. And what does it happen every time? It isn't. But if you have a guilt complex, it's like every time you're just waiting for something to happen, and it never happens. And they're like, we feel guilty. We wish. Like, just yell at me already. Right? Like, it feels terrible. Do you know how bad that feels? Right? You do something egregious to somebody, and they're a groised tzaddik, and they say to you, it's okay. No, it's really okay. No, really, really, really. Like, I have no grudge. Right? If you feel guilty, and they refuse to be angry at you, it's horrible. It's like, please, just take us as slaves. Just punish us to show that you're angry at us. We deserve it. And Yosef says, nah. Right? I mean, at some deep level, they're like, they want him to be angry. Right? They want there to be consequences because it's worse. Right? It's even, one, they don't believe him. And if they do believe him, that's the worst possible thing. Right? Really? Really? We sold you down into slavery, right? And now you have the power to hurt us, but you're just a groise tzaddik. Remember, the last time they knew him was the 17-year-old guy who they hated because he told Lashon Hara about them and said some dreams. And now they didn't see him for 22 years, and he's matured into this person who's willing to say, you sold me, it doesn't matter, I don't care, it's all forgiven. Really, I'm going to take care of you for the rest of your lives. Right? That is really hard. Right? That's really hard because it just makes you feel worse. Right? You just want him to be angry. You want him to be the same jerk he was when he was 17. Right? Then, for little things, he was telling Lashon Hara. Now, you actually did something wrong, and he's like,
Maybe that's why he stays like that. He knows
look, he's clearly an impressive person. I don't think he's trying to torment his brothers. Right? But that's why I said the end of Beresihit really is tragic, because Yosef's brothers never seem to be able to really swallow the fact that he's forgiven them, and therefore they're never able to forgive themselves. So despite Yosef's mamish heroic efforts, he is like the paradigm of the Rambam's Chacham, right? Who just says, Hakol Hevel v'Havai she'ein roi linkanam. He's mamish the paradigm. He really internalizes it. On an interpersonal level, it never works, right? They never seem to quite believe him, and that's why I said Vayechi makes me very sad, right? It ends very tragically, right? There is no happy ending for Yosef and his brothers, right? There's a tolerable ending, but there is no happy ending.
Why does Yosef not have a happy ending?
What?
Why is for Yosef's person?
That's happy, right? You forgave them, you want a relationship with now with them, and you're stuck in the palace. Your family is there for the rest of their lives, but there's no interaction.
Okay.
Right? That's not, it's not, yeah.
Which pasuk was the word Lu?
Lu is Perek Nun Pasuk Tetvav.